Hey you guys, this is Nina. Welcome back. Like, share, and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at Love Radio 44132. Without further delay, I am going to share my opinion on this appalling MAGA uprising that happened at the nation's capital in D.C. January 6, 2021. I've been watching this literally for hours. I've been flipping through the channels. Let me give you guys a quick background if you're not familiar or maybe you missed a lot of the key events. I am going to talk about some of the key events and the pictures you guys are looking at. Alright, so January 6th is a day in the Constitution where the House of Representatives and Senate meets jointly to certify the Electoral College votes for president. In this case, it is for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. Now, at the same time that this started, which it started at 1 o'clock, at the same time it started, Donald Trump held a MAGA rally several blocks away from the Capitol building. Alright, so let's go back to the vote. As it states in the Constitution, and I'm just trying to make some key points for people that might watch this video later. So, you can object to a specific state. They say the state's certification in alphabetical order. They didn't even get through 3 states before they got to, I believe, Arizona, which I believe was like the 3rd state that was called to certify the electoral vote. Somebody objected, and then that's when the Senate has to go back to the Senate, and the House has to discuss the objection. Now, while they were discussing this, Donald Trump was wrapping up his rally and was calling out everybody, saying that he won the election and it was stolen. Around 10,000 MAGA marchers walked down Pennsylvania Avenue to the Capitol building and basically took it over. There were people scaling the building. There were people climbing up scaffolding, breaking windows, breaking in doors. They got into the Capitol building and caused melee. They let off fire extinguishers. They took over the Senate floor. And the Senate, and the House at this point were under lockdown, so a lot of them were hiding. They got into Nancy Pelosi's office, took pictures. I mean, it was just like a whole lot of mess. Donald Trump did not really come out to condemn this or ask them to leave the building, but went on social media to praise them, say that he loves them, basically called them patriots, and then Twitter ended up freezing his account for 12 hours. There's talk that they're trying to get him removed from office. As of right now, I have not been able to confirm that. There are 2 ways to remove him from office that I know of. One is that the vice president has to invoke the 25th Amendment along with the president's cabinet to say that he is unfit for office and he has mental issues and can no longer lead. The other option is a complete impeachment through the House of Reps and the Senate, and right now by them being sworn in, because they were sworn in Sunday. The House of Reps is led by Democrats, and the Senate now is led by Democrats because Georgia is now has 2 Democratic senators, so which basically is a 50-50 split in the Senate, which would mean the VP, Kamala Harris, can untie the vote. Okay. So I'm glad you guys got that. So this is where I'm trying to get to. So in the midst of, and you guys can look at this picture, these are the people that swarmed the Capitol. They say it was around 10,000. Could have been a little bit more, give or take. They swarmed the Capitol and caused absolute melee, climbed up the walls, got up into the second floor, you know, a lot of profanity, knocking over stuff, terrorizing people. The police got beat up. It was just a hot mess. Hot mess. There's no way to describe the horrors that happened today. This was complete domestic uprising, fill in the blank. And Donald Trump basically sanctioned this. And I'm going to say this. This is a sad day in American history. It's appalling. If these people were of a different race, say a little darker, they probably would be deceased right now due to all the military involvement that would have stepped in to stop this. Now, I'm going to raise a few more points to you guys. During the infamous summer of 2020, when there were multiple protests, a lot of them were peaceful. You know, some of them, when night turned, it did get ridiculous. I'll admit that. But during all the protests, when the people were being arrested and everything else, only 13 people were actually hauled out of here. 13 people. Versus the 14,000 people that got arrested during Black Lives Matter. And as you can see right here, this guy is holding a Confederate flag. This is a sad day in history. This is showing that some people have privilege and some people don't. Primarily white people. And I don't like to call it out because not all white people condone this. There are some white people that enjoy getting away with doing these things, and it's sickening. There has been an outpouring of support on social media concerning these issues. I applaud that effort. I wholeheartedly do. This was probably one of the worst things I've ever witnessed in my life. This was horrible. One woman actually lost her life during the siege on Capitol Hill. The pictures of her are swarming. However, I am not going to post that on here. Even though I do not personally agree with her views, I do think that she should be allowed dignity. However, I will say this. If this is how 2020 will be starting, we're not even a full 7 days into 2020. This sickens me. This sickens me more than last year. I'm sorry, this is 2021. This sickens me more than 2020 because, you know, it's like it's just a continuation. I think that 2020 mentally affected a lot of people. I think Donald Trump's bias and bullying has really brought people out the bushes that normally probably would have just kept them views to themselves. I do not think that this is the end. I think this is the beginning to something worse. I feel bad for everyone that had to witness all of the violence and everything that happened down there. More people could have lost their lives, but I also do believe that there was a double standard. There was a double standard because honestly, let's just call a spade a spade. Had these people been a different color, there would have been multiple fatalities. Let's just say what it is. I'm glad to see a lot of people spoke out about this today because, again, this made me really sad. It made me really sad to see how we are starting 2021. It's outrageous. I think we have lost our mentality. Other countries are laughing at us. I think that fears are being stoked. People are facing a lot of anxiety. I think that they are putting their anxieties in the wrong place. And again, this entire situation could have and should have been avoided, but it wasn't. And this siege on the Capitol will probably be known as probably one of the worst and darkest days in American history, current American history, to supplement the craziness that happened last year. And the sad thing about this is we still got the coronavirus going on. There's been a record amount of people that passed away from it in the last 3 days. And the news couldn't even get around to cover that because of this story. I just want people to hopefully look around and just see we're all in this together. We all should just try to become, you don't have to like your neighbor, but you don't have to be terrorizing your neighbor, if that makes any sense. This is very saddening and sickening. The story is developing, you guys. I would love to hear your opinion. Like, share, subscribe. Tell me what you think. Has America really lost its way? I don't even believe we are like the best country on the planet anymore. I think we've become a joke. I think we've lost a lot of things inside. I love you guys. Be safe. Share your opinion. Until next time, bye.